Okay, welcome back. We left off the last time with you all arriving at the mayor's kind of mansion out in the middle of nowhere. It seems weird to have him not live in the city until you guys realize that he, in fact, is kind of the guardian, the last line of defense in this dungeon that was created by the legendary adventurers to hold in the traitor.
He's basically the janitor.
Yes, and
More or less.
he has explained to you all that this traitor is a platinum dragonborn, and his blood is actually a main ingredient into a potion that he has been creating to actually uh, cure the god plague in individuals. Now, it is a team dungeon. It is designed so one person, one madman can't get in, no matter how powerful he is. You also have a NPC with you guys, the daughter of a merchant that you guys befriended, Katie.
Shit. Oh fuck! I thought she was just coming with us to the fucking. Okay.
I mean, she's not keen on going into this dungeon. She is not quite as powerful as you guys, but if you want her there, she is sure.
Oh, come on, it's an adventure.
Balga's just gonna hold up the rope harness that he made previously.
Good point.
Hope looks at.
So we
Yeah.
go to the front of the cave where she is looking rather unsure of herself.
Hope is gonna look at Orchid and then said Bard, and he actually doesn't think this is a great idea for her himself. It's probably written on his face.
She looks at you. Are you sure this is a good idea?
It's absolutely not a good idea, but it's what we have to do.
No,
She
whether or
was
not.
there when
Whether
we
it's
did
not.
scrying too, right? In which case, Balgan would turn to her, whether we like it or not. You did also, as the past, you would like to have the same relationship here. Even if we'd rather play it safe, he has forced her hand.
Also, I'm gonna make him pay for my damn mirror.
I thought you were going to make Ulfgar pay for him here.
I'm gonna make you both pay for it. I'm gonna buy two.
That sounds about right. I hate this about as much as you do, but
I am not sure about that. I'm hitting it a lot, but look, if you guys say I need to go in there, I'll go in there. If you want me to stay out here and make sure no one else comes in after you, I can at least do that.
What kind of crazed person will come in behind us and essentially unleash the apocalypse?
Look, I have read many stories, and there's always someone who comes in after the valiant knights of the realm have disabled all the traps.
Valiant knights. Balgan just looks over everyone. And I'm
Yeah,
just gonna do a
we're none
constitution-
of those.
I'm just gonna do a Constitution saving throw just to see if he can keep from laughing.
is there a way for me to tell if
He
she
made a
is actually?
24. I just forgot to open
It was a 24.
Yeah,
I saw it.
24. Okay.
so he does actually manage to keep a straight face.
Is there a way to tell she's under the same compulsion we are, or whether or not she can
She was
ex-name
there.
from the situation?
Yeah, she was there, so I'm pretty sure.
Let's see. When you guys looked in the mirror, I don't think she was looking over your shoulder.
I thought she was at the time.
No, I think it was a situation where we all immediately woke up. That's why I'm like, if she's not under the compulsion, there is literally no reason for for her to come with us. And in
If she
fact,
is-
we'd probably be risking her life.
Yeah, if she is under the compulsion, Balgan is all for her her staying behind so long as she also gives up when she needs to. Like, he will actually turn to her and go, do not kill yourself. If someone does try to break in and you cannot stop them, we'll let them pass. They're only inviting their own death then, and it's better that you make it to another day than it is to be a hero.
Okay, just sentry duty, not actually trying to fight. I can do that, yes.
There's a trick to it. You've already got some sense of it, but you'll come to learn in time that there are certain things at a glance you know you can take by yourself.
And others
at a
where you
glance,
can't.
You know that you can be overwhelmed. If you can take it by yourself and you trust your own abilities, do so. But
Wait, we've been doing that? We have been in over our heads at every step of the way.
But in this case, there's actually a luxury that we've not had till now.
A compulsion?
Less the compulsion, more so. Falcon actually trails off at that, reaches and scratches his chin. You make a solid point.
I was going in anyway.
I don't
Without
think we have a choice. If you do, feel free to stay. If you don't, then...
Very well.
you don't really have a choice, then...
I think
then
I'll stay
Gordon
then.
will just turn and walk in.
And wish you luck. Oh, by the way, you did stop me from going on an adventure, so I am packed. And she pulls out 2 healing potions and holds them out to you guys.
Well, not to complain about that's for sure. Thank you.
And I'm gonna do a sleight of hand here.
Are you gonna, like, try to shove it into my pocket?
No, he's gonna slip it back into her pocket.
Oh. 22?
Yep.
It's a potion, bro.
I know, but he's remembering that she nearly died earlier.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's going, oh, thank you, because she's trying to help. And then he's going, "You're fine."
She actually has a good perception, so she does catch you in the act.
He just looks sheepish at that.
Look, I have a sort of legendary adventure out here. You guys are going to need it more than me.
Balgan nods at that and just quietly puts the potion in his pocket.
Hope will hand his to Ulfgar. Given what you now send and
It's
how...
a normal healing potion, right?
It is a greater, so 8d4 plus 8. Both of them.
Yeah, Hope will totally hand his to Ulfgar. Be like, you're probably going to need this more than me. Is Ulfgar here, actually? Thinking about it?
He's muted for a few minutes, but I think he's here.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
And the
Obviously,
mayor...
I'm not
I'm
getting
a-
a health potion, then they give it to myself.
Yeah. The mayor is waiting for you guys just in the entrance of the cave itself.
I'm just gonna double check all my stuff and then go in.
Yep. Prepare your spells, double check everything.
Oh, I should probably prepare my spells. Thank you. It's probably a good point.
Look just at the spell list. Yeah, I totally had that spell that we needed at that particular point.
Oh, I was just gonna go in with the quote useless spell list that I had last time.
I mean,
Quote because it was actually useful for once.
yep.
Hope is just going to grab hold of his rod and... Well, let's... Are you finished preparing, Warren?
Yeah, hang on, just... And she's like shuffling her papers.
You're fine. We've got time at least for this. I think...
Bingo! Wait,
Huh? What the heck? What is bingo?
you weren't at the bingo hall last night?
Hope looks confused.
Balgan
Yes,
just
that-
looks between them and just sighs. He turns to Hope. You know she's pulling your leg.
She's been pulling my leg since we met. I
Yet
know.
You keep falling.
I never said I was particularly intuitive, Falcon.
Balgan just cocks an eyebrow and just shakes his head.
I've been cursed twice. No, more than that.
He immediately corrects with Bryce.
The goose.
The fucking geese. That was ridiculous. Well, bingo.
What? Huh? What?
Hope was just gonna start walking towards the entrance.
Okay. Upon entering, the mayor steps up to you guys. And looking around, you see there are cones of frozen ice, and the nature has definitely wormed its way into this section of the dungeon. But on the floor in the center that catches your eyes are gigantic, brightly glowing gems. 7 in total. And the mayor starts, so, this is the beginning of the dungeon. You see these gems here. They are arcanical measuring devices for magic and might. Stepping upon them, you will trigger a sort of test dummy to rise up to meet you. An undead test. You strike it with your heaviest strike, the most powerful thing that you have accessible to, or quickest attacks that you can make, and the doors will open if you are strong enough. If you are not, then no use in wasting lives on a dungeon that will only kill you. And remember, this entire dungeon is not designed to kill. Though that is the risk you are willing to take. It is designed to test might, mind, and power. If you are not strong enough or smart enough to make your way through, then you will not be strong enough or smart enough to speak or fight with the traitor. I wish you all luck. And he nods and steps to the side, allowing you guys to enter.
Warden will just go ahead and step in and say, "We don't need luck. We need to not die."
We need to not die. Hope will follow suit. Though I guess I can't. God, I would not test that theory.
Oh, that'd be a bad idea if we left your thingy in there.
He will just puff from his nose.
What's the word for that? I don't remember.
Ulfgar mutters a prayer for the gods that have abandoned us and steps inside as well.
Balgan just sighs and just follows. Like, the mention of luck is where his expression visibly drops because he knows that none of them are lucky. Like, he's like, yeah, we got this, we got this, we got... Oh.
So you see those gems, and inlaid on the wall opposite, kind of beside the door, are sort of statues and some are golems, some are undead, but they are inlaid into the wall itself.
Is there anything special about in each of the quote-unquote glowing pools there? Which I'm assuming are the gems.
Yes, those bright purple gems are what you step on.
Like, is there any unique markings on them before we step on them?
Make an Arcana check.
Opal's gonna look down at the gems himself and
Balgan has no idea.
magical
They're pretty interesting.
basically shows growth of power. Well, loath I am to do this, and
Per
hope we'll
penny and
just
per pound.
Yep.
exactly, and hope we'll step on one of the gems.
Yes, as you step on, you look down, and they're complex enough that it would be hard to understand them. But the fact that they're mirrored like backwards, since they're written on the bottom of the gem, makes analyzing this stuff rather difficult. But when Balgan steps on and Hope steps on, it starts to glow, and for a fraction of an inch, it shudders down into the floor. Balgan. After a couple seconds, lines kind of fizzle out into different sections when a opponent finally meets you in the center. A giant stone golem that reaches an arm out, and you see where the forearm would be, a large flat stone is that has intricate runes engraved on it, and it holds it out as if it were a shield.
Balgan oh. Sorry, old cat's trying to help out here. Balgan is going to notice how it's doing that. Instead of drawing his weapons, he is going to nod to himself, rear his fist back, and slam it forward into the stone as it is, instead of actually attacking the weapon, since he doesn't want to damage its weapons.
Oh, you guys have minis? I cannot see mine.
You're right here. Yeah, he's going to do an attack on the quote-unquote shield portion. Assume that it's some sort of strength test.
Okay, roll an attack and roll your damage.
In 1 second, I'm gonna hop out of the world and back in.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
drop
that's what I'm doing too.
it.
I didn't see my mini either.
And it's just flat 7 damage.
Okay.
Because he's doing an unarmed attack instead of actually trying to attack him with his weapon. Since he figures it's a strength test.
As you hit it, it doesn't move, it doesn't budge, and it's hard enough that it's like punching solid rock. And upon that happening, it immediately rears back its fist and clocks you in the face. So 17 naturally to hit, so plus 23.
It hits.
Okay. That will be 33 points of damage.
Ooh.
Damn.
Ooh.
And as it struck you, it wasn't just a straight blow. It was a hammer strike nailing you down almost into the ground. And as you receive such a blow, it hesitates. The runes flash again, and its arm comes up one more time.
He just blinks at that. Right then.
And you hear a voice from the back of the room, the mayor. Please, don't hold back. These test dummies don't like it when you do.
Right, so I somehow insulted it. In which case, Balgan will immediately enrage and proceed to strike with the actual scimitar instead.
Okay. Go for it.
Since it wants me to go all out, so first attack, reckless. Second attack, reckless. So 17-23.
Yep. This thing's letting you hit it.
That should be a plus Sorry, that should be initial plus 3, so that should be 14. Put on there.
14
And the second
damage.
one's another 14.
Okay, so 28 damage. As you hit it, it kind of cocks its arm, almost as if it's looking at the runes. Wheels back and hits you again. 19 to hit with 12 points of damage.
19 to hit, in which case
Sorry, natural 19 plus the 5.
yeah, I need to roll a d8 real quick.
Okay, it's a 24 to hit.
So I do have the Form of the Beast tail, so
Yeah, that gives you an extra bonus AC,
Yep.
depending on what you roll on the D8.
so 21.
Okay, that's a 24 to hit. As it hits you again for 12 points of damage, the runes underneath you flash, and the stone golem rights itself and steps back.
So it remains in place? Or
It goes back into the wall and melds with the stone. And your gem faintly glows a greener shade.
Balvin looks down at it. I think this one's passed. Who wants to go next?
Hope he'll just nod, step on his own corresponding gem.
Okay. Runes flash out again, and this time a spear-wielding skeleton comes up to you. You see the same runes that were on the arm of the golem is on the chest plate of this skeleton.
Just see him. Alright, fine. I need him to make a wisdom saving throw.
He fails.
I hit him with Dissonant Whispers at 5th level.
Okay, roll your damage.
That is an additional, so that is rolling 3d6. Or I'm sorry, 6d6 because it is upcast. 19 points of psychic damage, and he must use its reaction immediately if able to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
Okay. As it happens, it runs away for a second, hesitates after it's reached the end of its wall, kind of looking down at its chest plate. There's a flash, it rears back its spear and launches it at you. So that is a 16 to hit
That will hit.
for
two above.
8 points of damage.
It kind of just careens off of a fire white barrier around my body. You said 6 points of damage?
8 points of damage.
8 points. Gotcha. Though it doesn't make contact with my skin.
Okay. It cocks its head, comes up to you again, chest plate aglow.
You're fucking stubborn. And he's going to... hit it with Thunderwave at 5th level. I was
Okay.
told not to hold back, so he's not.
Roll your dice. It automatically fails. 24.
24 points of thunder damage, and
There
it gets
we
sent careening back 10 feet.
As it gets sent careening back, it scatters against the wall. There's a second, and then it forms up and retreats back into the wall. Your gem glowing faintly green.
I suppose that's a good sign.
Yep. It seems that you must do a certain amount of damage in one quote-unquote round to trigger these things to stand down and let you pass.
Guess I'm next.
As you go, there's a faint flash. And then from the door itself, a ghost of a banshee comes up to you, runes carved all over its spectral form.
I will draw my bow and fire.
Okay.
Because I don't actually have any damage spells on me today. And for sake of argument, I'm using one of the magic arrows.
Gotcha.
Falcon had 10 HP. He got it literally punched out of him.
Just wanted to let you know in case you forgot.
As you shoot through the ghost, it doesn't even do any damage as it flies right through, not impeded in the slightest. Make a Arcana check for me. Ooh. Okay, yeah. It reaches out a ghostly hand, and it's as if you feel the deepest chill. That's a natural 1 to hit, so it misses.
Damn.
We're just staring into each other's eyes.
Pretty much.
Longingly.
It's real unfortunate you got the ghost.
If only Raybar was here.
Yeah, or even I would have done really well against it.
Hope you can make an Arcana check if you wish.
If it's Sheen, you might be able to see him in its reflection.
20.
20, not natural.
Okay.
Sometimes I can still hear his voice.
21.
As if he's
That's
still
right.
here with us. I'm right behind you.
So with a 21 or a 20, you see that in the center of this ghost, instead of the similar damaging runes that the skeleton and the golem had, there seems to be just an empty center that has runes around it, but it seems to be almost bending the light around it, sucking something in. Think Dementor, sort of, like, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, there isn't a void within the Banshee ghost. Perhaps you can reach for it, target it somehow.
Put something inside of it, maybe.
Falcon just looks over at them, looks at it. Feed it. I'm sorry, that's wrong voice.
I will actually try that. I'm going to hold out my hand above my other hand and just let good berries pop out of the tips of each finger and into my other hand, and just kind of I guess do you want me to make like an unarmed strike for this?
You could just
a berry into
you can just reach in. You actually notice that it's like opening its chest, like sort of puffing it out. What you assumed was a wall of confrontation was actually willingness, and you can easily just put your hand in there with the good berries.
So I now have to ask, with how the good berries have worked so far, what happens if you give a ghost the shits?
So, as you put your hand in, the good berries immediately dissolve, and you lose a first level spell slot as magic gets pulled from you. It looks down angrily and then screeches in your face.
Additionally from the good
Additionally, yes.
Additionally, okay.
So that is a
Those were the words that I was
16 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay, 16 misses.
because I have since we're going inside, it's not cold, so I've put my hunter's coat back on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I should use the hunter's coat. Shit.
Yeah, it seems like that magic wasn't enough.
I guess I will try again with a 5th level Cure Wounds.
Okay. Casting it into it, you don't even get the spell off, but the magic itself, the energy that you use to cast it, just gets sucks in, and the ghost immediately fades away.
You know, funny enough, I was gonna ask if that was a way to deal with the ghost, because Pathfinder rules is that you can use healing magic to damage undead.
Yeah, pretty sure there's some monsters that do that. Yeah, monsters that
I
I've
was gonna ask
created,
that, but I
have,
decided not to. I'm just like, I'm gonna
You're
try
good.
to attack it.
Okay, you pass safely. Once 3 people cross, once 3 gems are lit, the back entrance gets slowly overgrown with stone. And the door on the other end, you hear a click. It seems 3 is the minimum, but Ulfgar, you still need to go. Raybar passes by easily with his test.
Wolfgar will go for the one in the middle then, I suppose.
Okay. Seconds pass. Then
You guys, that's what this is.
Yeah, then a skeletal mage arrives. And you don't see any runes.
The skeletal mage kind of just arrives and like arrays itself in front of Wolfgar. Wolfgar will just take a moment, having sense that there's been no attack until the attack is made first. He's just gonna take a moment to study the skeletal mage.
Okay. Make a insight check.
Sure thing. And that's a 15.
15. Okay. You notice all across its body are hairline fractures, and it's just barely standing. You don't see any runes on the outside, but through a fracture or two, you do see the glimmer of magic.
Sadly, I've got nothing that does bludgeoning. I've given away my belaying pin.
I still have your belaying pin. You can just ask for it back.
I mean, you've got the you also got the hammer the warhammer that Balgan gave us. Right?
Yeah, you do have that
He
one.
he gave him a rare magic hammer for it. So
What
you
are
do
the
have something.
properties?
yeah,
What are the properties of that hammer?
yeah, Scott. What are the properties? Because I never got them. How much bullshit can I get for 5,000 gold, basically?
Okay, what are you gonna do?
What are the properties of the hammer that I got from
Falcon.
Algan?
Let's see.
Because I know we were supposed to sit down about it, but it never had to end up happening. So I don't know myself.
Remind me what that was again.
It was the Christmas gift. Balgan spent 5,000 on the two-way mirrors and then another 5,000 on getting Wolfgar hammer, so he could actually get back to his loved ones. It was a custom hammer in the shape of Bearnor's favorite weapon.
Right, okay. Let's see. It was 5,000 gold.
Yep. Balgan spent every single piece of copper he could from the budget.
While I'm waiting for everyone else to go through, I'm gonna meld in the stone. Just in case something happens.
Just come back to me. It's like deep in the
Right.
history.
No
So
worries.
just call it a
In that
plus
case-
2 hammer for right now.
Okay.
That works.
Does it do whacking damage? Yes, it does. Okay,
Bludgeoning,
we're
yeah.
good to go.
Though you might also want to consider healing, given the things already damaged.
It's a fair point. But that was his initial instinct was to go in for a bludgeoning attack, so we'll just go with that for right now. Just add something real quick. Oh, that just did damage, not attack.
Nice.
Oops.
Oh, that would be a natural
Oh.
20. I was just
With a
using my
rapier.
yeah, because I couldn't find the thing. I was just gonna add the +2.
Okay, fair enough. So you do like basically 14, 15, 16, 17 points of damage to it.
It came for healing and immediately got smited.
Yeah. It's gonna be quite a bit because I get my divine D8 also doubled as well. So
Okay. So doing the math, that would
yeah, let
be
me just-
that would be enough, yeah. So as you strike it, the section of the ribs where you hit it shatter, and runes and shards of bone go scattering all across the room, and it dissolves into a tornado of ivory as it twirls and goes back to its mural. The door flying open once everybody passes. And you see the lights on the door reverberate with power. And you realize that not with 100 men with level 9 spells could you possibly get past these particular doors. They are meant to keep something in that should never be let out.
just hefts his hammer for a moment and just looks at Balgan and says, "This is a most auspicious start."
Algan would nod. Seems somebody was well pleased. I'm glad that's certainly well. And with that, he's actually going to lead the march since he can take the most hits.
Okay, so I don't know if it happened for that, like for you on your end as well, Ulfgar, but they totally just faced through that fucking door.
No, the door opened and you can't see
Oh.
the open door?
No, it's still closed as fuck for me.
Try leaving and then coming back in.
I just put out the dialogue to open the door. I don't know if that's gonna do anything.
Let me close it.
Like, y'all straight up went like it was the fucking 1 3/4 in Harry Potter or some shit. I don't know. I don't watch Harry Potter.
Yeah, because you can't actually face through things if they're not open.
That was weird.
He can't fight back.
Okay.
I win.
We all win, you fool.
I mean, the phasing through things is a good stunt to do with a Horizon Walker.
Okay. As you enter this next room, you see on either side of the door are gigantic treants leering over you. And not just the natural armor that you have heard about and studied in your school, but it seems to have been grafted with armor of its own and giant war hammers in each hand that could easily plow through each of you. These are guardians that are not meant to be fought lightly. And at the end of the room, you see, between lit braziers, a sphinx.
Oh, didn't we hear a story about this one before?
Which knowledge check should I do? Because unlike the rest of them, I don't have the background for training
Yeah.
here.
As you enter, the sphinx stretches. Lion-like body, relieving itself after possibly decades of being left here.
On the carpet.
Welcome, adventurers. To pass, you must answer my riddles 3.
Oh, God damn it. God, I love you.
Are you prepared?
Balgan would nod. Yes, that's our first answer.
Good.
What are the other 2?
I like you. Bonus points to you as the claw comes out. And one thing, as you passed the door, you felt invigorated. All of your hit points are back at max. Spells are back at max. You are prepared for this dungeon, except for you took a long rest.
I'm assuming we don't get the temp HP back though, right?
Do we get the temp HP back from my?
Unless you
long rest?
recast it, no. Redo
It's
it.
not- it's not something
it's
you
something that
recast.
happens on a rest.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure because you made the mention of as if for a long rest. So.
Yeah, not actually passing of time. It's just a magical effect.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it closes behind you all. Hi. Let's begin then. 4 dilly dandies, 4 stick standies, 2 crookers, and 2 lookers, and a wig wag. What am I?
Can you put it in chat so that we can, like, ponder over?
Ponder said orb. I'll see myself out.
In character.
I showed you my orb, please respond.
Honor system, don't go looking it up. Or if you do, just remain silent and smug. And the Sphinx stretches again and relaxes. There is no time limit. I have all the time in the world.
Balgan looks at this and looks over at the Sphinx. Question, not an answer. Question for clarification.
Of
How aware
course.
are you of the current state of the world?
Meaningless to me. I was just given a task, and I fulfill it.
Balgan then looks down at the, closes his eyes, thinks, well, I mean, it sounds a lot like politicians for the answer, but I'm pretty sure that's not the answer.
To clarify one thing, you all in total have 3 guesses.
That's why I said it's not the answer. I wanted to clarify. Since if it was more modern, I would want to
Oh, sorry. Restating rules. You each have 1 guess personally. More numbers mean more chance of winning and getting past alive.
Oh, he looks at each of them. It's up to you. I'm not the one with the schooling.
Hope looks at Warden because it's kind of Warden's whole deal.
Raybar
doesn't
ponders
ponder.
for a moment and says, "A scarecrow." Incorrect.
That's so accurate. It's painful.
Oh, I tried. Goes over to this side and relaxes. Feel free to discuss among yourselves. I'm not
I was
going
about to ask that. Yes, thank you.
Yes, I'm not the type to be nitpicky. Your intent must be your guess.
So I'm looking at this, and she's saying to the group and not to everyone else. I'm looking at this, I'm thinking perhaps it's an armoire?
Do we have it written down anywhere?
Do we have what anywhere?
It's in character.
In character.
Yeah, I just want to know if we actually have written it down in character as we did. So too.
She can repeat it whenever she wishes.
Okay, in which case, Balgan, or is there any dust on the floor? Given the age?
Mostly pebbles. It's more gravelly, but you can easily take a pebble and write on a wall, chalkboard style.
Case, Balgan's actually going to take the tip of his sword and scratch out the riddle on the floor for them, roughly, and he's going to tap the two lookers, two crookers, and go lookers, possibly glasses, if item.
See, that's kind of what I was thinking, except for I was thinking a mirror.
But then he just taps the last one, a hat stand, as he taps the wig wag. He then taps the top two. The 4 stick standees is what's throwing me off. I would usually guess that 2 crookers would be the canes, but why 4 stands?
For
Or six
maybe not a hat rack, maybe it's a coat rack. You hang your coat on the sticks.
And
Oh, there's the four legs on the bottom, so it's stable, and then
that would be the stick standees. Balgan just takes the sword and checks off the end there. The 2 crookers would be possibly the 2 larger ones that are meant to hold the larger goats.
possibly. And what's lookers and dilly dandies?
Lookers could be a place for the glasses, but for coats, the coat rack, that's harder to actually say.
If you wish my input, you do not need to be specific upon the specifications of your furniture. If you wish to guess a coat rack of some kind, I will accept that as your guess.
Balgan turns to them and goes, I'll guess it, and then we'll have a few more to go. And he turns to the Sphinx coat rack.
A worthy guess, but alas, it is lacking.
We know in which way it is lacking.
Simply that it is not correct.
Can we get a hot or cold or?
Roll a persuasion check.
I will try.
Can I give guidance?
I don't need it.
Oh, you don't need it.
Damn!
She looks at you, crooks her head a bit, and says,
I bat my eyes.
honestly, I have had these riddles stuck in me for decades upon decades, and no one to guess, so I will give you a good clue. 4 stick standees are legs. Absolutely, but not furniture.
Not furniture.
Thinking of creatures then.
Two dilly dallies, 2 crookers, 2 lookers, and a wigwag.
Balgan
I'm gonna use mending to fix all of the spots where Balgan checked things off.
Yeah, Balgan is going to actually step over to the side here and draw 4 legs in like 4 straight lines in the ground. Then 2 dots for the eye. It's basically a caveman drawing. he then wigwag. He adds a tail. Since
God.
Dilly dandies could be hands as well, limbs, arms of some sort.
Balga nods. That's the problem. We've got 4 legs, tail, 2 eyes, but what are crookers and dilly-dandies?
What was that? Hope?
What are crookers and dilly dandies?
Can we make some kind of nature check or history to think of like any creatures that might
You
fit
can
Well,
certainly
this
do
image
so.
or-
As
Maybe the druid should do that.
Balgan actually starts drawing 2 lines straight from the head. And
Okay,
then
but-
from there adds 4 prongs to each. 4 prongs to each.
You're thinking antlers?
Balgan considers, shrugs, possibly. Only thing that makes sense for 4 dilly dandies here. If it
And I'll
isn't,
give you guidance as well.
I cannot think of a creature off the top of my head that would have more than, well, 4 anything other than, say, animals.
God, I doubt we learned about it in the academy, but did we learn anything about displacer beasts?
Yes, displacer beasts are common in the world. They're typically very rare pets for the very wealthy and noble.
Is there a description I can recall, or a picture maybe I've seen in one of the history books?
Yes, but I will say I do not believe they have 4 tentacles. I think it's only 2.
They have
I
2
wasn't-
tentacles, a tail, and like 6 legs.
Yeah, they're weird.
They look like a curl from Final Fantasy.
Yeah, they really do. I never thought about it like that.
But with that nature check, deer sound like any kind of deer-like creature sounds good, except dilly dandies feels more squishy, more not a solid antler.
I was thinking almost tentacles at the start.
Yeah.
But
So we've got. So if we go with deer as a base, we could focus on the dilly dandy part. It's not something solid.
well, so we went deer because of the antlers, right? But
But with the
Um,
animals out of the question, it's any 4-legged animal again.
yeah, but well, so we've also got like bulls and stuff with the horns.
But Balgan also makes little cups at the feet as he thinks for a little bit further. It has to be hooved. Stick standings, hooved feet.
Which likely makes it something like akin to a horse of some sort, but then...
But
Or
then
some...
what are the dilly dandies?
Wait, 2 crookers.
I believe
Like
those would be the
humps on a
horns.
camel? A crooked spine. That's what comes to mind, but I don't know much about camels myself.
Since Warden's rolled both checks at this point, Scott, can I determine which ones we do have checked off and which ones we don't?
So I will say, legs, lookers,
Tail with the
tail,
wigwag.
definitely. Those are all solid, checked off.
It's crookers and dilly dandies.
With the nature, you feel good on the crookers, on the right path.
On the right path with horns. So it's okay. Got it.
So something squishy, you think? That has the language of it.
Yes.
Gods, what horned animal is also full of something that is squishy?
What?
Teats. Little teats.
I am going to use my guess by wild shaping into a cow.
Ah, that was utterly brilliant of you. As she nods approvingly.
And then I'm going to unwild shape back and say, good job to Ulfgar.
Oh, yeah. And Hope will just. It takes Hope a second, but he figures out. That makes sense, actually.
And here I think we're only good for steak.
Granted, it,
Poor kid.
as she was a cow, yes.
Oh. I thought you transformed back and
I
then
did.
moved. And I was like,
That's the way I said it, but no, she would have done it.
Fair enough.
Wild shaped.
Second riddle shall stumble you thrice. My home is not quiet, but I am not loud. The Lord has meant us journey together. I am faster than he, and sometimes stronger, but he keeps me on going for longer. Sometimes I rest, but he runs on. For as long as I am alive, I live in him. If we part from another, though, it is I who will die.
Same thing, Scarlet.
To the group, Warden will suggest a song, perhaps?
it sounds like a form of a limerick, actually. You're right.
I was
Bowden,
thinking along the sides of breath or something like that, but song is better. Or it is that which will die.
A song, a tale, a story,
Bowden shakes his head.
that idea.
Memory or time is my guess. With how once we're parted from, we will die. A song will not die when we die. Memory, however, will
But if it
same with time. To separate from time is to perish.
if I go, we can rule out a song. Miss Sphinx, just to be clear, if we get our idea, we can still communicate, right?
Of course.
Shall I?
Worth a try? I think.
Is the answer a song?
Neither song nor limerick or poem. I do appreciate the nod to my craft, though.
There you go.
I am faster than he and sometimes stronger, but he
Bowden
keeps on
would,
going for longer.
Bowden will turn to the rest. I'm burning up mine as well. He turns to the Sphinx. Time.
Unfortunately, Morbus concepts like that do not quite intrude into my particular style of rhyming and limericks and riddles of all sorts. I am more down to earth. Good try, though.
And time is not dependent on us either.
Hope will turn to the group, thinking for a moment. This might fall under the same vein, thinking about it, but what about life? If it's necessarily...
We shouldn't use up all of our guesses until we start putting our heads
you're
together
right, just
still.
thought.
At this point, we should start focusing down on what it could possibly be and narrowing down our options. It's not time, and it's not a song, it's not a riddle.
And it is curious what the Sphinx would say down to earth when our previous guess We thought of all kinds of manner of beasts, exotic, but it was something so simple.
Valgan nodded, meaning it slightly something a bit more mundane in nature.
Right.
That we're looking at.
I do realize my misstep there because the song can be loud. So.
Lord has meant us to journey together, and I am faster than he, and sometimes stronger, but he keeps on going for longer.
There's almost a pair in this that we can think of.
We're looking for one. One that rests is faster than the other, but cannot part. Which is thinks back of the various different pairs of things he can think of. This is a limerick of some sort. What immediately comes to mind for me, for whatever, tortoise in the hare like legend. Not I say legend, more like child story. Is there anything of our past schooling, mundane or
This one's not fair. I'm bowing out because I looked it up. This one's not fair.
Shush you.
I was honestly curious, and I'm just like, I can't think of anything it could possibly be. I don't think we're gonna guess this one.
I mean, roll a history check for seeing if something in the past will.
I'll try it, definitely.
Yeah, I'm hands off the keyboard at this point, so.
Yep.
Did not roll, I think. Click the button again.
Oh man.
Upon puzzling and puzzling till your puzzler was sore, you can't come up with anything at all until the Sphinx says, "Please, you'll hurt yourself if you think that hard. Perhaps I should fall upon one of my older poems that has been routinely used throughout history as a clue. The servant to this lord never sleeps in the lord's bed." Hello?
I am.
Okay.
My brain is like racking.
Can I give them the category?
I'll say with a natural 20, the Lord has a bed. Just focus on that. And remember poems that and riddles that include that are more famous. And it is down to earth. It's not love or life.
Yeah, I know what it is now, but I'm refraining.
Yes. If you've guessed, you can search.
I did a cheat, so I couldn't say anything anyway.
Yep.
Is it?
Hope.
Wait a minute.
Down to earth and bed. I think the bed itself is some kind of earth. Or dirt or mud. Is it?
Apart from another, it is I
It
who
is.
will
Is it a
die.
plant? Is it a plant of some sort that we were thinking? In terms
My
of
immediate reaction came to, strangely, a house pet, a dog specifically. If this is from a dog's perspective,
but if we part from other, it is I who will die.
I know plenty of people whose dogs have sheer separation anxiety, which immediately comes to mind. But that might be a bit of a reach as well.
I know it is. The Lord has meant this journey together. We keep on going for longer. Sometimes I rest when he's on his own. But the parts of, for as long as I live within him. That certainly reminds me of a plant in the soil.
It does. Servant.
Can be any pet too. That will point out if we go going on for longer, meaning longer life.
Okay, you can roll another history check if you wish.
Mind if I go for this one?
Go for it. I made the last roll.
Maybe you should have gone for it.
16. I'll say that's good enough for this extra riddle. Let me just... You remember in a particularly really annoying kid that used to go to school with that did riddles of all kinds, had his own little riddle book, and one of them was what always runs but never walks, often in murmurs, never talks, has a bed but never sleeps, has a mouth but never eats.
Oh, fuck! I've heard this one before!
What was the answer?
That's a river. That's a river, right?
Yeah, you've got that one right.
Yeah. Okay.
You
so
bothered
what
me
part-
more than most.
Okay, riverbed. Right.
So, what lives in a river?
Some kind of fish, perhaps.
Shush.
It does seem worthy to guess a fish, perhaps here. Where we have a babbling brook, where it is neither quiet nor loud.
Meant to journey together, fish sometimes tend to swim upstream, but sustains them for a much longer period. They can't live without it, and would die if separated.
It would seem
Sure.
worth of a guess, since you would have the final one. Though I hope we would not need it.
I hope we will not need it.
I will step up to Sphinx and guess a fish.
It is fishy that you answered so quickly, for others will take many years to discover the answer, but yes, congratulations.
With all the extra hints, it was a lot easier, but from the original one, that is so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the river hint was a huge
Good one.
help.
That was huge.
You guys were close whenever you're just like, it's a plant. I'm just like, oh, you're so close, but so far away.
Now the third question that will unleash the doors and let you deeper into the danger.
Falco raises a brow. What about the first one we already answered?
That wasn't a riddle, but I did like the enthusiasm behind it. The Mad Mage was hanged for criminal intentions, but what was he charged for in his courtly defenses? For all he did was attach an energy cell to sodium bicarbonate.
Battery.
Balgan's right eye twitches.
Hope kind of blinks and then thinks. Wait, that makes sense actually.
Battery. Warden just flatly, like, immediately.
Yeah, Warden says that Balgan's eye twitches because he realizes it's probably right, and he's just like, God damn it.
That
You
one
are
was in
half
the joke.
correct.
That one was in the riddle book.
You are half correct, but I am left wanting more.
Aye, because
Assault
sodium
and battery.
bicarbonate is a salt.
Assault and battery.
Very good. Thank you for having a game with me. You may continue upon your journey. I wish you luck.
I wish you luck and the chance that you get to continue your craft and hopefully one day get out of here and get to spread it around. There's a little bit of fun.
Very, very good for what it's worth.
As she settles back down to go to sleep, you guys see the doors at the opposite end open up, leading off into several rooms. Now, for this next one to work, I need you guys to not lower your cutoff point.
So it should be a max.
Yes. Because it is a maze.
You can double click the one we're on now to raise it to beyond the bar. Because how the right double click works, it'll focus and then lower your cutoff point to the nearest collision it can sense above that point, if that makes sense.
Or just, drag it up.
Oh, a maze.
As you look, there are currently 4 exits branching off. 1 straight ahead, 1 left, and then 2 to the right. The way this works is you will tell me what direction you go, and basically you will continue going in that direction until another split off point or you hit a dead end.
That's giving me all sorts of problems today, it seems.
I should go first, as I are warden, as we are experienced navigators.
Oh, it's just gonna follow the left wall.
That's usually the rule, isn't it?
I'm so glad that I taught you how to do that.
Balgan shrugs, then I'll go right.
You see there is one sign, though, at the very front entrance. And its description is, the path to follow is the one that pushes forward, not back.
Once we commit to a path, we should stay on it. Forge ever forward, onward.
Well, I would argue that knocking out some of your possible options is always moving forward, but
You could split up.
Balgan's
split the party.
Da,
Let's
da,
go.
da, 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 da.
Balgan's going right here.
But I'm probably going to take that literally. Hope is
Okay,
going to...
Balkan is going there. Give me a second just to...
Hope will go over here.
Okay, so Hope, you see immediately coming back, you see something to your left, and then the path straight ahead.
Hope will go straight ahead.
Okay, upon exiting that...
Oh, I made a mistake.
I've made mistakes.
There we go.
Let me enter build mode. Okay, you did see the path continues onward. To the left, Balgan, straight ahead.
Every time you enter build mode, the board update fails.
Wait, out of order commit, attempting to reload the board. Okay, I think I know what's happening.
Okay.
Yes, I will follow Hope, but I will kind of go down this way.
Okay.
See
I may be
You see to the
down
right.
here.
I may be leaving and joining a bunch, Scott. Can you go ahead and do me a favor and set acclimation to the default so it makes that a little easier?
Where's acclimation to default? Where would I find that?
You just hit the little fill-in button on the right of Acclimation Dungeon.
Boards. Set to default. Gotcha.
Thank you.
Yep. So let's go straight ahead. Hope. You see
Is joining him. Way straight ahead.
Hope and Belgin. You see it curved to the left, and then curved to the left again. And as you follow down this path, as there are no curves or anything, you immediately see the dead end ahead of you, and there's no traps. There's no things to trigger, things to dodge. You just immediately feel horrible about this decision, and you both take,
Balgin's not there.
Yeah, Ulfgar.
yeah, it's Ulfgar and Hope. You both take 9 points of psychic damage. Sorry, Hope takes 9, Ulfgar takes 4.
Taking those for the psychic damage. Ulfgar will continue on the path, or attempt to at least.
It ends in a dead end over there, so you're gonna have to go back. Let's see.
It was more just make sure that the dead end is a dead end, not a false dead end.
Yeah. It curves back on itself. Let's see. Balgan, you're on the right. You see ahead of you a long hallway stretching out for a seriously good while.
Balgin goes ahead and takes a confident in his choice on seeing all the torches.
Going to the very end, there's a left, and you're immediately hit upon a dead end. You take 10 points of psychic damage. I realize this is not the correct way. Warden is on the left. Going down.
Is the pumpkin there, or?
It's just a decoration. But sure. It
Or,
curves to the right.
The board is updating now, but every time it does so, I get error.
Sorry.
Not your fault. I'll have to figure out what's wrong later.
Okay, and then you see a left. And then down the hall a right. Warden. Going down the hall to the right. You are met with another right, and as you continue down this way, let me just box select to make it easier. You realize that this does in fact end in a dead end as well, the straightaway. So you take 3 points of psychic damage. Going back to Ulfgar and Hope, which way do you go from coming back?
Hang on. I wasn't using my push to talk. I didn't go down there. It looks like there's another way up, and that's the way I was gonna go.
Cause
There's a
Yeah, where I am right now, it looks like there's a way up.
okay. Going up instead.
Yeah, that's where I would have gone. So
Fair enough. Okay, take back those 3. You see a left, and then I believe a straight ahead.
I'll let someone else go now because I
Yes.
interrupted.
Yeah. Since Ulfgar and Hope have gotten to a dead end first, where are you guys going to catch up?
What are the words that were the entrance again?
Choose the. I believe choose the path that wants to go forward, something along those lines. Choose the path that goes forward, not back.
There we go.
Jumps on top of the maze, runs across.
I mean, that's the solution now, isn't it?
Yeah, just send a familiar up there in the air.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that.
No,
Actually,
because we have a ceiling. on
Yeah,
this.
I'm just removing the ceiling
about-
for yours as viewing.
Yeah.
that's very fair. Let me see if there's a reason I keep snapping
Balgin's
to
going
intuition.
to tap at the walls and the here to see just how solid they are.
Seriously solid.
He's going to hit one a little bit harder to see if it gives any or if it's just completely rock solid and there's no chance of pushing through.
It seems to have some magical reinforcements. So getting through this will be possible. It'll just take several days.
Balgin grimaces at that and just takes the loss and turns back around.
Okay, let me remove.
I have hopped on the ceiling again. I'm going this way now. Good.
You reminded me. Dwarven stone cutting is a thing. What does that do again?
You know about rocks.
Yes, that is actually what it is. It's, you just know about rocks.
Okay, let me remove this for Hope. Okay, Hope, you have a left and a right.
Will. Hope is gonna go right.
Okay. Let's just remove this little zone then. Good choice, good choice.
You step on a bear trap and die instantly.
Yeah. Ulfgar, you're going forward, I assume?
Yes.
Yes, let me remove this
I
section.
took a left at that first junction.
I technically have a plus 15 on history checks related to stonework.
Okay, left on the
Check the stone.
first junction.
Balgin's going to look at these, remember just how far he passed earlier. And he's actually going to go back to the very end.
Okay. Where's Belgin going?
He's basically starting over
Starting over, okay.
because he realizes that he didn't have nearly enough space for this to be a wide path, and he's extremely suspicious after the long path got screwed over that he's going to walk into more dead ends. He's like,
Fair enough.
I don't want to hurt again.
Okay, Hope, as you turn the corner. Oh, oopsies.
Catch fire and die.
Well,
So
I would
TP.
likely not die from fire.
I mean,
It's
enough
It's
fire.
a lot of fire damage.
Reduced to half because I'm a tiefling.
A lot reduced to a half is still half of a lot.
It's still half of a lot. Did you prove my point?
As you look down this giant empty hall, you see picking out from each of the walls a ballista bolt fly out of the wall, and crossbows fire at you. You take. Well, let's see if 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait, they fire at me?
Yes, they all fire at you. This is more trickery than magic. So,
Ah, a form of what's it called?
yes.
Phantasmal force.
17 to hit, 15 to
That'll hit.
hit, miss and a miss.
That'll barely hit.
So
Are you sure
17
it's a
and
miss?
15. With a 3 and a yeah, no.
Okay.
So you take 3 and 8 points of piercing damage as you stagger back after getting 2 bolts in you.
3 and 2.
3 and 8, so 11 in total.
8. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, Warden going down. It curves to the right.
Yeah, before I go back, does turning back regardless of any, like, I'm gonna turn back now just to kind of, like, feel like, this is going pretty far. I need to go ahead and mark the path out.
Yeah, you can mark.
Does turning back in any form cause the psychic damage, or
Just when you encounter a dead end. So if you're turning back like Balgan did, then you'd be fine.
okay? I am going to just start scratching the walls with like a sharp rock that I found on the ground, and like
Yes, and
marking the way back.
with your perception, you notice as you mark a wall before you leave it, it slowly shifts and turns and points the other direction.
If I'm just like drawing a line though, like literally just walking the entire way, dragging the rock along the wall.
You notice in some sections it just disappears, and that's as if the stone flipped around to a fresh side.
I'm gonna try again. Just like look at that section of stone and just mark it on both sides.
You see it seep into the wall, and then a green hand appear and put a fresh stone in its place.
Okay.
Some damn shit.
I am going to use my other wild shape to create a familiar. That is, I'll make it look like Hope's cat, except it's green and mossy, and send it back around to the start of the area, just kind of following the reverse of the path I've taken this far.
Fair enough. Balgan, you see a green mossy cat appear. Let's see. Ulfgar, do you want to go the first right that you're at, or the end right?
What can I make out from the first one directly to another?
Let me...
Alright, seeing that it seems to turn back, he'll go for the second one, continue forward. Also, out of curiosity, do any of you carry a high amount of alcohol?
We technically have infinite with the.
Yeah, we technically have infinite amount of alcohol with
On your person.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, we all have an infinite amount of alcohol with the bottles.
Okay, because my navigator's compass actually points to nearest sources of alcohol. So if you have it, then
You are
then
lying to me right now.
I am not.
That's fucking stupid.
Dwarves don't think it's stupid.
Yeah, when Scott was giving us like our first downtime to make like do whatever, that's what I did.
But yeah, I will go ahead and just kind of while I'm waiting for my familiar to start bringing people back, I'm just gonna sit.
Okay.
Balgan's actually going to follow
So the cat will drag you along that
Yes.
line and then go back.
Ulfgar,
So I'm assuming he gets probably 2. He catches the
yep.
quickest.
You see a right ahead of you, and from the sources of alcohol, they seem to be pretty even with you.
Alright, I will trust them to continue on their path for now, and I will continue down on mine.
Okay, as you do so, you immediately get face to face with a dead end, and you take
Yeah, I'm gonna assume local idiot is following me.
3 points of psychic damage.
No, Raybar's not there. That's probably safe.
Warhead, I'm lost.
Go to the
That's
entrance. I have a cat.
Oh, that was Raybar, not Hope.
Oh,
Because I don't know if Hope has
it
message
still
or Raybar has
applies.
message.
I mean, in that case, if Raybar does wander off and the complaints about being lost, Warden now is the proud owner of a rope harness with ray bar attached to it, thanks to Malcolm.
Sure.
Yeah, so you see Warden just kind of sitting there, like, in the corner as you turn that last corner. You see Warden kind of sitting there, eyes closed, like leaning up against the wall, and the cat just kind of turns and runs back down the way you came.
As soon as it does, he's going to speak to Warden. Did you take the far path?
She is blinded and deafened.
Yep, so there's a far path to the left, and then, yeah.
Mutters a curse under his breath and just decides to wait.
Hope will see the dead end of all the arrows that just came out to shoot him, and he's going to make his way back to the
Okay, so
entrance.
Hope and Ulfgar, I assume you're coming back after that dead end?
Aye.
Yep, you meet at the entrance, and with enough time and communication, you guys can gather up with the other two, so in this area right here. Okay.
And once everyone has kind of come back, Warden will back out of the trance that she's in, going into the familiar, and I don't know if I can poof the familiar out of existence without losing it, so I'll just keep it.
Okay, fair enough.
You should be able to. It disappears into a pocket dimension.
I don't know if that's the case for druid familiars.
Yeah, druid familiars are.
Wait, is it find familiar spell, or is
Yeah.
it like a druid ability?
It's a wild
It's yeah, it's a wild shape, so I don't know if I lose it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a summon sort of thing, not a...
Yeah, it's one of the Tasha's rules.
Out of curiosity, does someone have message as a cantrip?
Let me check.
Let me check.
That's a
I think
good
I do,
spell.
actually.
I mean, we have the
Anchors, that's right.
yeah.
I do have
So I don't
message.
think we needed it.
Oh
but-
yeah. Anyway, because I can swap my wizard ones every day now because of cantrip formulas.
Nice. Anyway, hi. I'm glad to see everyone is here.
Hope has a couple arrows sticking out of him.
Hi.
Oh, thank you. I needed some, and she'll just kind of like rip it out.
Yeah.
Take an extra point of damage from that because
Wanna help me with
arrowheads.
Dude, I need to roll
Was
it
that
at 2d6.
No, just 1 point of damage from ripping it out.
You
It's
just
got
see Hope like,
seething meat on it. Ew.
Did you do that?
I
he
needed
will
that.
just
Get a flashback to your time in school where you hear the first aid teacher being like, never pull an object out if it impales you.
Hope
Ever.
just exhales sharply and he will use divine light to heal himself with a d6.
Warden's gonna put the arrow into the magic quiver.
Sure.
It's gonna be charged up for to be the magic arrow for tomorrow.
Heal the hit point I took. You see the cut that you like. You see like the wound that you made wider, close slightly.
Alex going to go over to here and point down the path. Warden, did you take this path?
Nope.
He's going to go ahead and do that then.
Okay.
So far, I haven't run across any dead ends.
Lucky you, and he will hold his head.
Balgin's going to yell down the hallway, I'll fix that. As he
Okay.
just keeps going.
He keeps going, and immediately to your left, you see some more rooms and then a dead end. As you take
So he gets about this far, realizes it's a dead end, and immediate psychic damage.
5 points of psychic damage.
Honestly, I would have turned back right here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that since I was right here, immediate psychic damage.
Yeah. It's the realization that you've taken the wrong path.
Yeah, as soon as the realization hits.
Yeah, I figured it was something like that. It's just For me, I wouldn't even gone down the entire way. I would have been just like, okay, that's turning back into the way that
Yeah, the
I
second.
just came from.
But I mean, the second you realize that, that's when you take the psychic damage.
Yeah.
So I see. Is that actually going forward here to the left? That's just. Let's see. That is a dead end there, so I'm going to go this way.
Mortem still hasn't taken a dead end yet.
I'm just really good at mazes, guys. The most obvious path is not the one that you need to take all the time, so. In fact, the further you go, usually it's more likely that you're running into a dead end, especially if you're going the obvious way. So, like here, I see 3, so I'm thinking that it's probably the first one. Okay, I see 2, so it's probably the first one going down.
Yeah, Paladin's going to.
Once you avoided the spike trap.
Did I finally screw up? She probably would have said stay there.
There's a straight and the left.
Straight and the left. I'm gonna go to the left.
Okay.
Okay. There's a way forward.
First left and then second left.
Can I see anything from like standing right here in the middle?
Let's reveal that. You see the 2 paths continue down for a good ways. Oh, oopsies.
That deletes everything.
I mean, sure, that's one way to make the maze easier.
Coin flip. Do we want to go 2 and 2?
I'll take 1, you take 2.
Gotcha.
Okay, this actually goes down for a while.
I am on the ceiling again.
Well, that's one way to solve the maze, as we say.
Hope teleports up to the ceiling. Which, I guess, provided the ceiling is 500 feet upward, he could do, but I think he would just shunt himself onto the top of a mountain.
And then the fall damage.
Okay, upon the curve.
Then I would take damage for teleporting into an occupied square occupied by rock and the teleport.
You guys
failed.
keep following each other until the right group turns into a dead end. And as you walk confidently towards the exit, spikes shoot up from the base of the floor. And anyone who went that way takes 7 points of piercing damage.
So it's
What
you
is
and
it?
me, Hope.
What does Balgan see from right here?
Let me reveal a little bit of this area. Boop.
The
You know, I'm
floor,
really glad, like,
the floor spikes kind of rise up and then bounce off something radiant, and then because I still had all my temp HP.
Balgan
meanwhile, Hope just feels his foot get impaled, and you can see him, like, fall backwards and just land on his ass. Ow! Ow! Oh, fuck. Mother.
Wow, that's very lucky. There is an ass-sized hole where all those spikes were.
As the spikes retreat back into the floor, you realize that the entire hallway has been lined with them. So anyone at the during that entire hallway would have gotten hit.
Yeah, we just split up 2 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Balgan, continue down your path. I can hear the howling through the walls.
Balgan nods and goes, I'll take this one with the torches. It's probably a trap, but I can
Do I
take the
believe
torch.
that to be the true or what? Based on the howling coming from the other side of that wall.
Okay. Let me reveal.
First junction. Which way did you guys go again?
We're going this way.
Balgan's.
This is through the thing, because I'm assuming that you guys are...
Balgan
By the time we get down and around, I'm assuming you guys have already...
Balgan immediately answers with went left.
We'll go straight.
He then immediately, as soon as he sees multiple torches, don't left.
Don't left. Got it.
Sorry, no. Don't right, don't straight.
Okay, fine. I get it. Let's go.
This thing is split up.
Okay, Warden, since you've been doing so good, roll a perception check for me.
Oh boy.
Okay,
Natural
good.
1. Let's go.
Go.
You see in front of you stone that looks to be in the form of a wall.
This is a door right here. This is the exit. Let's go, Hope.
But I hope we'll look at Warden. I'm making a perception check to see if I am just as stupid.
Warden's
really
gonna,
curves to the
Warden's gonna
left.
start casting meld into stone.
I think I can figure out that 12 would be enough to realize that that isn't it. What?
Okay, with
Are
that,
you okay?
As a ritual, so it's he's gonna have more.
curving
than enough
to
time
the
stop
left,
me.
Belgin, you see in front of you a room glittering with jewels. And upon stepping there, your foot suddenly gets trapped in a gigantic bear trap.
The irony of that.
And you take 8 points of piercing damage.
The fucking irony of that. Hope we'll look at Warden.
Immediately speaks into the mug. This might be trapped. Bright side, we've got some profit to show from it.
As you enter, you see a sign above the treasure chest and the treasures. And in total, everything here, without opening up the chests, assuming the chests are even half full of gold, you're looking at upwards of 300,000 gold.
Whoa.
Balgan,
If it is just gold and not including any magic items or anything like that. And the sign above the chest reads, "Take this and leave freely. But no, you cannot travel further."
Balgan looks at the money and then looks at the sign. Alright, change your plans. Which one of us wants to sit out for a while?
It's assumed that everyone will leave.
Yep, Balgan's still gonna go. Which of us wants to sit out for a while? We can't have them leave with the money until ready to go, but
Not me, lad. I came here to find what I can about the god play.
Opal
Speaking to his bottle, I need to cure for a curse. I'm not sitting out.
and I've got this standard bullshit.
Found a door.
Anyone who's near Balgan can make a perception check for just the gold that's out in the open.
I'm just going to give Warden a hard tug, and maybe I'm gonna make an attack roll against you, Warden.
Okay.
Ew.
Does not hit.
I make contact with my own barrier and just grimace. And he's just gonna shake you, Warden. What?
Yep. You notice there aren't just gold, but platinum pieces, and you see glimmering in a far corner. That's probably an electrum piece.
Oh God.
It was a great bounty if we leave, but I have no desire to leave.
Balgan nods. What I was asking was, we'll need to find this on our way out. We can possibly leave with both the knowledge and this. If we have one person who knows where this is or stays here, wait until everything is concluded, and then once our business is done, we take it with us.
Perhaps, but Balgan, I doubt it is this kind of maze. This maze was meant to keep away those not worthy of reaching the end. Those who can be dissuaded by material possessions.
I'm gonna roll another perception check so I can stop being stupid now.
You're
Go
being
ahead.
shaken.
With your check, you notice there's like the hilt of a glittering dagger that just reverberates with magical energy, and the chest itself is obviously the kind that's used to keep weapons and armor inside.
Well, I'm staring at a wall thinking it's a door, so...
When you
that's
join
what
the
I'm
others,
rolling
yeah.
Okay, so we do eventually.
With enough time, you catch up. The wall, you
Wow,
follow it eventually.
That is a sturdy door. I could not get it open.
I why?
So, it doesn't say anything about looking at what it has to offer inside the chest, does it?
Not quite. Roll a history check for me.
I will do that, and I will suck at it. I
that's
didn't
fair
end
enough.
up sucking at it.
Throughout history, almost all the treasure room traps are if something leaves the room. If somebody pockets a piece of gold. But simply opening the chest.
Let's see what's in here, and see if it is worthy of taking on the quests. Because if there is something in here that we can use...
Upon opening the chest, you see dozens of magical weapons that are obviously extremely powerful in magic. You see a couple staffs, one or two used for druids. There's only one full set of armor. The rest are like pieces of armor, but the full set of plate armor has a ring of fire around each of the joints. And this is the haul of a lifetime.
Wow, this one has flames on it. That means it must go fast. At least in the Feywild.
Hope will just exhale. Hope is, frankly, uninterested entirely. He has a completely different goal in mind.
Let's see, do any of these have, like, magic properties?
And you realize
that'll,
that...
like, convince a mass murderer to heal our friend?
Balgin will lean and go, sharpest one.
You look over, and Balgin, you take a point of damage because there seems to be a sword in the other box.
He's not trying to lean into
Right. But as you look over, you realize that in the box to the right, there's a gigantic sword that seems to be so sharp it can cut you by looking at it.
Oof.
God damn it.
Hope will look at Wood
and you realize...
roll his eyes attach.
Yeah, this is a... It wouldn't be much of a temptation if it wasn't a temptation.
Right.
I can start identifying things. Hold on. And he will pull out his book.
I think we make her choice either way. There is, if you start identifying, you will think about the choice you made and constantly rue it.
You're right.
If we take anything here, we know that we leave.
Yeah, I was just hoping it was a double trap, you know. Oh, you don't touch anything at all. That means that you're not looking for the proper answer. You know. Bullshit. Like what happens in the Fae.
This is the first time we've actually seen something that's, well, not trying to outright kill us. This is the first and only temptation I've seen so far. Everything else has been straight up murder attempts.
I think what we know from here is that we can go past if we so desire, but there is good reason for us to not do it as well.
There's nothing that's like obviously stand out, like Hey, this'll help you convince him not to murder you on sight.
Honestly, all of these would be a king's ransom.
A king's ransom, but not something that a cleric that is turned would be interested in. There's not like a holy symbol of Bahamut somewhere.
There are a couple holy symbols, less of like specific deities and more just clerics in general. That you see one that could probably cure a plague, a normal plague. Like, this is powerful, rare items.
So, yeah, what Warden, and I don't know if I need to make another check for this, but what Warden's looking for is something that would mean something to the traitor. Something that reminds him of his past. And not just like, oh, sharp and pointy, or oh, potentially useful.
The way this works and the way you've puzzled out is even if you take something that would tempt him, you wouldn't be able to get there because the dungeon would shut you out.
And Ulfgar has this intuition as well that even if we took something and tried to return, we would never be able to return again.
Yeah, I figured that was the thing, but that's for roleplay reasons. That's what Warden's looking for.
Fair enough.
So, if she doesn't see anything, if there's nothing that like sparks her interest, she's gonna just go, "Okay, everyone, turn out your pockets. You didn't see me grab anything. I want to make sure you guys didn't grab anything either."
Okay, in his pockets, he's only got the potion which he holds up.
Okay, step out of the room, and Warden is going to double check her pockets to make sure she didn't accidentally grab anything or nothing's sticking to her.
As you leave and you see a little coin mimic that had been slowly inching its way towards you, do a sad face.
Technically, I'm not stealing you if you leave the room.
Yeah, it like bumps up against an invisible barrier.
Aw, buddy. I'll come back for you, don't worry.
There was the one other path.
Yeah, as it goes over to another coin and devours it.
Good boy.
Okay, going back around. This. Yeah. Okay, going back into build mode. With no other crazy ways to go, there's one to the left, but you see a door at the very end.
Valgan stops, blinks, looks over to the side, and goes that way instead.
Yeah, that's too obvious.
Yeah, he just goes,
It does continue on for a bit.
Like, he just immediately sees it and, goes, yeah,
Oh wait, hang on. I learned my lesson last time I knocked on a door that wasn't.
Okay. No answer from this door.
I am going to check and see if I can open it.
It is locked.
Question. Can I put a seed into the lock of the door? Like, is there a keyhole that I can put a seed into and use Druidcraft to break the lock?
There is a keyhole, but plants would not be able to break solid enchanted metal.
Calvin notices the keyhole and turns to the rest of the group. Did anyone see anything resembling a key?
No, not to my knowledge. Though there are multiple types of keys.
Maybe this is the exit?
Oh.
So, like, you go through that one down there, and that one is the entrance, and then, like, instead of going all the way back through a trap-filled maze, you exit down this way?
Valgan shrugs and then just... Actually, does he take any damage when he turns around?
Nope. This isn't a technical dead end.
He's gonna go, we do know this is a viable option. I was not injured just now. So this is likely a actual exit.
Okay.
Besides, I'm pretty sure that if I tried to break something, it's all magical anyway, because it's all been magical thus far.
Yeah,
I could
this...
attempt to dispel it, but I don't think I'd be strong enough for that.
I think it's better just to press forward.
Okay. So, you guys... This door is unlocked. And opening it up, you encounter...
Oh. I encounter because more people phase through doors.
I just died. Oh no, I fell 40 stories apparently.
Yeah, that one was actual phasing through. You have
Yes.
to refresh.
As you guys enter a magnificent dinner room.
Ah, not again.
Let's get the exact text out.
I do have a question. Do you want to stop here? Because we said that we were going to save some for...
This is a... Like, you don't really need a group for this. This is the last room that I was planning on showing you guys.
Okay.
And you don't even have to leave tonight. I can leave the problem with you guys to sort out for the week. But the dinner room is a room filled with guests and even more than enough chairs for you all. The table is scattered full of wondrous cuisine, but the appetites you may have is set off by the bodies staggered around the room. Each undead is unmoving and looks to have died mid-meal. There are pieces of art on the walls and each positioned behind a chair. The final thing of note is a paper sign with a beautifully calligraphy-styled penmanship that is written, "Please sit and enjoy. Move on when you are satisfied." So, I will copy all of this, as there's a lot of information. As you look around the room and you investigate things, taking note of the artwork around and the different meals and the different food on the table. These are all the things that are of note in character. Oh, it's too long.
You guys remember our first Kolbach arena?
Unfortunately, yes.
This was a similar feast, yes.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Flashback. Non-flashback.
And this I can leave you guys with to investigate. And it seems one final thing, if anybody wishes to sit down on a chair, straps appear around your legs and tie you to the chair to hold you fast. But let go if no one else is sitting after a bit. It seems you must all decide to sit or decide to do something as a group together.
So we have to agree on the final placement. Got it.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll puzzle that out during the week, I guess.
Nothing seems to move when you touch it. If you touch an undead, it moves how you move it, and nothing gets triggered if you start trying to pull mirrors and stuff from the walls. It's just held there. The food you can pick up and eat as you wish, but just let me know if you do.
Does any of the art on the walls immediately look like the undead that they see? All I just want to do is compare the art to the undead themselves.
Not necessarily. There's only one artwork that seems undead, and it doesn't match any of the undead here.
More so, like, does it look like what they might have looked like when alive?
Right. Make an investigation check.
Can I help him do that?
Sure.
Likely come to this color conclusion.
Yep. So you guys can ask for checks. Checks and stuff are definitely on the table.
You have an advantage, Balgan. Hope it's helping. It didn't matter.
Does not help.
Investigation of 10. You realize that you can't draw any parallels between any of the undeads and any of the pictures. Only like 2 or 3 of them even have people in them, and none resemble the beings.
Next, Balvin's going to check the chairs for the undead to see if they died while being strapped in, like and if they actually died of starvation or something else.
Are you looking for investigation of the chairs or like nature check of the or medicine check?
Medicine check of the undead. He'd be checking to see what sort of injuries they have.
Okay. Go ahead and make a medicine check, and anybody else may do so as well.
Like, he's immediately suspecting poison, but he wants
Ulfgar, 26. 26. That's the interesting thing, Ulfgar. As you are checking around, I mean, it would be obvious that they would die from the guillotine, from the hanging, from the torture devices, and then you really go into it. You spend a serious, like, half an hour almost biopsying these things, and you realize, in fact, they all died of food poisoning, of poisoning of some kind.
There was like, I had this intuition that it was the shoe that was going to drop. But it would seem that the food is responsible for each of their deaths. Not the more grotesque devices.
Nod. The devices seem like a dead giveaway.
Ha 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 ha.
If you say that they've all been poisoned, you did announce that, right?
Yes, they are all poisoned.
Then I suppose we need to make our plates and sit down with the thing that they did not eat. Or determine the things that they did not eat.
Balvin would gesture to the ones nearest him. The soup is not safe, neither is the beer. The wine is poisoned, so is the bread. And then he just looks over, blinks, at looking at the skeleton. Let's see if I can. Right here. And then just points to the bowl. This fucker ate garlic. He just shakes his head. I don't pity him after that.
Who the hell is... That's not a conversation I should have now. And help just kind of shuts himself up. But
I'm
like...
just using the model, but... the model is a basket of garlic.
Hope was gonna say something about the stupidity of eating garlic without combining it with another food that Balgan would likely relate to, given their...
Balgan's extreme senses is why he's going, no, this fucker kind of deserved the poison.
Why would you eat just garlic? Like...
He then points across the table. Pie poisoned, beer poisoned, we already knew that. Wine poisoned, we already knew that. Carrots.
Vampires.
What looks like meatballs. Safe to assume pretty much everything in the line here for each of them is poisoned. So with that, he's actually going to go over and
I don't think it's... I think we're looking for a common denominator. Or maybe a couple common denominators.
the common denominator is soup, alcohol, and
What's in the soup? What's in each soup? We don't know.
I'm not tasting it to find out.
You could take a look at it. You can figure out what's in a soup by, like, ladling some out and, like, pouring the broth out.
Yeah, he's going to actually do that.
Okay.
Climb over, grab one of the bowls that wasn't served yet, and carefully pour it out into one of the empty bowls.
Okay, let's see. It is a meat stew, rich with vegetables.
He is going to shake his head. Meat poisoned, vegetables poisoned. The only thing that looks truly safe here at this point is the cheese.
and for future, and in the in-character, I listed all the things that they actually ate.
Yeah, and the mummy ate the cheese. If we were thinking of simply eating things that no one has eaten, then it might be the case that everything was eaten by at least one.
I mean, there's food and there's drink. If the wine was poisoned, then maybe we need to see who drank the wine and figure that out.
The Lady Ghost had the simplest meal of all, simply a stew with vegetables, though if we're thinking the vegetables themselves were poisoned, and a pile of naan bread alongside ale.
But that's essentially what I'm saying. We need to go and we need to figure it out. So if she died by eating those things, and it's one of those three things is the common denominator, and then we go and we figure it out. I need a sheet of paper. Hang on. She'll kind of like go digging in her bag and pull out her notebook and start writing.
Hope will start just writing on a blank page in his Book of Shadows as well, just to make sure that everything's doubly sure.
Balgut's actually going to walk over and lean into watch, since he can't keep it straight in his head either.
Yeah, Warden. Just to kind of describe the process that I'm going to do in between the session is Warden is going to list out every single ingredient that each one of them had. Because I'm not going to do it tonight. I'm going to sit and I'm going to think about it and take it slow.
Hope, as you're writing down, you hear your father's reply, "Are you doing a shot with me, son?"
Hope will blink for a second.
All right.
No, trying to solve a puzzle. Kind of forgot this page was that for that.
Different page, sorry.
Hope will flip to the other side of the page. Realize it is still, in fact, the same page because of how Book of Shadows works. There's going to be like a pause. You're going to hear a lot of ingredients. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Don't you have other pages that you're writing to your patron for? Start listing off things to your patron.
Actually, yes. He's gonna start writing things to the Wraith to see what happens.
The Wraith isn't your patron.
That's true. That's
the Wraith
all
has to
he
listen
knows.
anyways.
Oh yeah, the Wraith is gonna listen anyway. Who are we kidding?
That is the way of saying that I don't have the brain power to do this tonight, but I'll figure it out.
Fair enough. Hope, make a persuasion check for me.
Okay.
Or your father
Okay.
helping us.
I'm really good at those now, actually. 28.
You hear a tinkle of laughter, and then the reply comes, "Carrots! That's what I was missing. Thank you."
Wait.
Oh,
Wait.
fuck.
Not from my dad?
Nope.
Hope like blinks hard. What?
Do I recognize the voice at all?
Never heard it before.
Hope just kind of stares at his book. He doesn't say any words. And just writes, "You're welcome?" Question mark?
Balgan looks over at Hope. Are you okay?
No!
I'm so glad I suggested this.
I mean, relatively speaking.
Hope doesn't respond.
Balgan
He
quietly
stares
backs
down
up
down
as
at his
Hope's
book.
doing that, and as he does so, he takes out his sword, flips it so he's got it in a reverse grip, and is prepared to pommel strike the back of Hope's head just in case he does go nuts again.
Do I see this?
Let me see. Do I see this? That's really fucking good for me. Oh, never mind. It doesn't matter. I don't see this. Hope is not like Hope is like mouth slightly ajar, staring at his book with a pencil in his hand.
Baugan just looks over the rest of them and mouths, "I've got it covered," without saying anything out loud.
Warden gives him a thumbs up, and then goes back to
Just
scribbling.
Right again. What did you
Raybar
need
turns away.
carrots for?
Yeah, Raybar's probably looking away and whistling.
No reply to that.
No reply to that?
Nope.
Then he just slowly shuts his book, scratches the back of his head.
And on hearing him speak, Balgan's actually going to put the sword back away again.
Wait. Falcon!
Mhm.
Hope looks very confused. Okay.
Like, he just raises a brow like nothing was wrong.
Warden, do you have another notebook? So I can make sure we have all of these doubled up and we don't miss anything?
Balgan pulls out his sword and taps with the rug just to see if he can scratch in it in any form, or if it's magically enchanted.
The rug can be scratched up, yeah.
As soon as he makes the first scratch and it actually sticks, he just pulls the sword away and puts it back. Oh.
Yeah, hang on, Hope. And she'll kind of ball up the piece of paper and throw it across the room at him.
Hope,
Catch it.
make an insight check.
An insight. Oh, I'm really good at those, guys. 11.
Okay. I mean, you haven't heard the voice before. You don't know who that is. Just a female voice.
Hope's mom is his patron now.
Balgan gives Warden a small wave. I'll also take one.
Crumple.
He then taps at the chair with his sword repeatedly. Anything happening when he touches it with the sword tip?
Nope.
Hope will toss Falcon a pencil. Because he
Balgan
keeps
snipes a
punching.
pencil, nods. Thank you. And instead of sitting in the chair proper, because he's pretty sure that's actually a fucking trap, because look how they died, he's going to barely sit on the edge of it just so he has something to sit on while he tries to ride on his lap.
Flip it over on the side. Like, sit on the side of the chair.
Balgan looks over at Warden. I would if I wasn't sure that actually moving it might make things worse for us.
Why don't we
Warden will shrug and Warden will try that. She's gonna just tip over the chair and like
Balgan
sit
has
on
to
the
be
side.
off,
Yeah,
so I'm
the
assuming
chairs
that
are
means that
bolted
we
down into the floor.
Oh,
Yeah.
just motion to the stairs behind them? We already have. Just sit on. Sit on the stairs.
then I had to walk over there.
You're
Balgan,
right next to them.
Balgan shrugs. And
Oh, I was thinking Warden was like over here in this far corner over here.
Oh, okay.
yeah, Balgan's the one that's
Never got to move her. Because she's looking at what's on everyone's plate, so she's like on the far side.
So no
Someone
one's
like-
had meat, curry, or pork. Or lettuce.
Yeah, I need to like. I'm not actually trying to figure it out right now.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
be
no,
perfectly honest.
I just put it on Excel sheet real quick.
Yeah. I will say,
Nice.
for the sake of brain hemorrhage, those are the stuff that is deduced from that line of thinking.
No one's had meat, curry, or pork.
For the sake of brain hemorrhage, Scott, I have never related to a sentence more in my entire life.
I figured Ulfgar has done bookkeeping as as a tavern owner.
Yeah.
That is looking at the ingredients of everything as well, right? Like what would go into making it, or perfect had achieved. Sorry. But if we're going down that line, I hope it doesn't die. I think that's just worth trying. That was Warden's line of logic, so that would be what she would suggest as well. So
We might as well give it a shot. I mean,
What's the worst that could happen?
my
We all
next
get-
thought was the paintings.
and the fact that some of them are blank, which is
Worst that can happen is I get to roll a new character.
Well, this thing is not supposed to kill us, is what we know. So I think there can be worse things.
There's still curses out there.
Yes, exactly.
nuts.
We are Team Cross.
Oh, we gotta know. We gotta.
God damn it. I like how Hope, like, when this adventure comes to a close and Hope complains about all the curses he's got, he's just gonna look at his friends and be like, "You did this!"
It's gonna say that we're the worst
You did
curse of
this.
all of them. Of all the curses, we were the worst.
Right.
So yeah, if meat, curry, and pork are meat, curry, and pork are the things that we haven't done.
Meat, curry, pork, and lettuce.
I was going to point out the chair seating might also have to do with the arrangement. So if one of them sitting odd out in the fancier chair than the others, we might want to sit only with the plain chairs for ease.
Warden will make a plate and sit down.
Okay. As you sit down, the chair does clamp to your arms and legs.
Falcon goes and sits accordingly opposite.
Okay, it clamps onto your legs. You're still able to eat freely, and even would be able to. The food that you are directing your will towards does slowly move towards you. So you can even serve yourself up while sitting down. But once you sit down, you're locked in.
Mage hand, let's go.
Yep.
Oh, we'll just look at the two. I guess we're
We've
doing
been
this
talking
now.
about it. There's only one way to figure out if we're right or wrong, and that's
Fine.
to do it.
That's the spirit. Sitting
Hopefully
there.
we'll finish that.
And sitting
We're
We're all
there.
thinking down the same line of logic at this point, so we might as well test and see if we're right.
Okay, everybody's sitting down. Now, everybody choosing, is that the food that you wish to eat? If
Yes.
not, say nay.
That is correct.
Very well. First bite is delicious, and you keep going. It is delicious the entire time. Once your plates are empty, the chairs unlatch themselves, and then you hear clicks, doors unlocking. And since you guys saw the door previously, and since you have such high perceptions, a couple of you make the connection.
You broke up. I couldn't hear.
You're a little
Yes.
far away.
Since some of you
Yeah.
are,
After the door.
I've been reclining, relaxing. Since you have great perceptions and you knew that door was there, you make the connection that there wasn't an echo, but a door behind you guys unlocking itself.
Oh, okay.
Think we should
Oh,
have
must
a
be the way.
recap.
As you leave, the door on the opposite side slowly opens up to reveal a passage down if you guys wish to go that way, but the door at the other end of the hallway opens up.
That one's a trap. Let's go. And I'm assuming that this is where we're calling it for the night.
Yes, as it opens up to reveal a
Death.
straight down chute with a ladder leading down. Congratulations, you have not found the correct way, but you have found the shortcut.
That's why it's so high up.
And that is where we end tonight's session.
Hope will think for a moment.
We wait. Do you think? A moment. An hour or so?
How would we do that?
This is a... Well, it's quite a climb down. I don't know what's going to greet us in the next room.
Wham.
Punch Warden. Making it
Wham. Wham.
I make contact with my own barrier again, and I just look at her.
You do realize that I am punching my own barrier, right?
A real man could break through the barrier.
I'm not Raybar. I'm also not as stupid as Raybar.
I didn't say that I was dating a real man.
For the sake... Oh,
I'm doing
wow.
another Constitution saving throw
Oh,
just
wow.
because Nalga needs to actually try to keep it in.
I'm doing one too!
Oh, we barely managed to keep a straight face.
Oh, you manually managed to keep a straight face. 15 is a DC. 11. Hope does one of those silent laughs where you just close your eyes and hold your head.
Yeah, Baugan manages to look somewhat stoic, but you guys can see the smallest smirk on his face from that.
She said that in front of him, by the way.
I mean, that's why he's trying to keep it in. That's why he's trying not to cackle.
She knows he heard.
We're gonna need to record that for
Yes, we are.
Yes.
We need that specific line, Scott, recorded.
Sure. But as you guys take a moment to breathe for a bit, you realize that, oh, wow. Something happened, but good timing about that. You realize that there's some whispering coming from the distance. And you get the feeling that if you guys stay and wait instead of actually doing the dungeon, something bad will happen. And it's almost like a fear effect is urging you onward. This is not the dungeon for long rests or even short rests. This is a true challenge.
I kind of figured that there was... Because we got one by just walking through, there's no reason to stop and wait. We're going to get things back as we get things back.
Yep. So with that, we end tonight's session. Thank you all for playing.
We got it. I got my spell slots back.
Yeah.
Me trying to fish for my spell